Miketz begins by explaining two dreams that Pharaoh had. One where he was standing by the Nile when 7 handsome cows came up, as well as 7 ugly cows. The second dream was similar, just instead of cows, it was corn. He then asked all of his advisors to try to interpret his dreams, but none of them could. One of his advisors, however, remembered that when he was sent to jail for a brief period of time, an Israelite in the jail was able to interpret his dreams. That Israelite was Joseph, and Pharaoh then sent to prison to get Joseph. Joseph explained to Pharaoh that the 7 years of corn and the 7 healthy cows represented the 7 healthy years the land of Egypt was about to experience. However, the 7 ugly cows and the 7 unhealthy ears of corn represented the 7 years of famine that would follow the healthy years. Joseph was correct. There were 7 healthy years followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh then appointed Joseph and his advisors and gave him a wife and put him in charge of the land. Joseph and his wife had 2 kids, Ephraim and Manasseh. After 7 years, Egypt, as well as the rest of the world, went into a famine, and everyone came to Joseph to receive the portions that he had reserved for the famine. 10 of Joseph's 11 brothers, who he hadn't seen since they sold him into slavery, went to Egypt to go get grain. Joseph recognized them, but they did not recognize him, and because of that, he treated them like strangers. Joseph then asked them to bring their youngest brother, Benjamin, and kept one of them detained while the rest went back to Canaan to get Benjamin. Jacob didn't want to let them bring Benjamin. However, at the end he did. When the brothers returned to Egypt, they went to Joseph's house. On their way out, Benjamin was caught with a goblet and was then enslaved to Joseph. What troubles me about this Parsha is that Joseph's brothers didn't recognize him, and that Joseph treated his brothers as strangers. As someone with 3 siblings, I know how important it is to have sibling love, and know that I would never treat any of my siblings as strangers. The verse states, Vayakir Yosef et Echav vehem lo hikiruhu. For though Joseph recognized his brothers, they did not recognize him. Rashi comments on this verse, saying that because they were in his power, Joseph was able to recognize them and have pity on them. However, because they were in his power, they chose not to recognize him as their brother. The commentary is basically saying that they can only recognize someone as their sibling if they are in power and control. This too troubles me. As siblings, we should love each other unconditionally. We shouldn't rely on power struggles to prove that we are better than one another. As a community of brothers and sisters, we must support each other and love each other no matter what. Shabbat Shalom.